What is up guys, Jarv here, back today jumping into Destiny 2. Now in our video today we're taking a look at the Herealways pieces. These are a key material that you're going to need for the Varik Sabotage quests. So if you're struggling to find these out in Europa, be sure to stick around and check out the video. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a rating down below, that super helps me out here on the channel. And if you're new here and want to keep up to date with all the latest Destiny 2 content, be sure to hit subscribe as well. But without further delay guys, let's jump into the video. Now with the launch of Destiny 2 Beyond Light, we have a brand new NPC in Varik, and with that he has his own quests, but in order to obtain them and complete them, we need the Herealways pieces. And once you've completed the main campaign, they can drop from various sources on Europa, whether that be completing patrols or public events, or even lost sectors that are scattered around Europa. But as things currently stand, they don't drop all that often and are actually quite difficult to obtain, especially if you're trying to complete all the Sabotage quests. But in this video, we're going to take a closer look at exactly the best strategy to use, also the best source and activity to do in order to get the most in the shortest space of time. Now the Sabotages themselves are allowing us to assist Varik in dismantling what remains of the House of Salvation. So with each assignment, we'll help rid Europa of Eramis's dark legacy, whilst also earning some useful rewards. And so far, I've been able to obtain weapons and armor from the new Europa set. Now this type of infantry will be very familiar to you if you were playing back in Season of the Worthy. We had these Seraph bunkers which had a very similar system, and by completing each one we gain additional perks, and this will either help reduce the cost of Herealways pieces on purchasing the Empire hunts, or allow us to earn them from alternative sources, either by using stasis abilities or by getting precision kills on combatants whilst on Europa. Now with this system we have some uncommon, rare and legendary quests. Now in the first tier we want to be going for the Empire Hunt 1. This allows Empire Hunt quests to cost fewer Herealways pieces. And in tier 2 we find some rare Sabotage quests as well. Here we want to go after the Europa Protector 2. This gives us a chance to earn Herealways pieces by defeating combatants on Europa with or affected by stasis. And when you can, you most definitely want to be going after Europa Protector 3 in tier 3. This unlocks the chance to earn Herealways pieces by defeating combatants on Europa with precision final blows. And if you combine that with the one in tier 2 plus the activity that we're going to be running right now, you'll be earning plenty of Herealways pieces, which should help you complete these Sabotage quests in very little time. Now these Sabotage quests rotate around the 3 Empire hunts. Now initially these cost 20 Herealways pieces, and you have the Warrior, the Dark Priestess and also the Technocrat, and by completing these, which all have random objectives granted to them, you will unlock access to some Europa weapons. So with some of those perks unlocked, we're going to be jumping over onto Europa, and the activity that we're going to be checking out is lost sectors. There are a few scattered around the depths of Europa, but the one that we're going to be looking at is called Perdition. You'll find this over in the Cadmus Ridge section of the map, just north of the Varik spawn point. Now the great thing about this farm is you can do this solo or as part of a fire team, and these are normal lost sectors too, so the ads inside aren't too difficult to defeat once you've leveled up a little bit. If you're struggling for power inside Destiny 2, I did make a power leveling guide. I'll be sure to leave the link to that down in the video description below, so be sure to check it out if you're struggling for power level inside Beyond Light. Now as we said at the beginning of the video, patrols, public events and lost sectors all provide a varying amount of Herealways pieces, but lost sectors will provide you with 3 upon completion. But the trick here is to combine them with patrols, but also utilising some of our stasis abilities to earn them from the benefits that we've already unlocked as part of the Sabotage quests. Now throughout the clips you see here, I'm running entirely solo. In terms of my loadout here, I have the Izanagi's Burden exotic sniper rifle. I use this only really twice in the entire lost sector, once to take out the Hydra at the very beginning, also at the very end to defeat the boss, because if you can time it correctly, you can actually use this to take out the boss in a single round. Now I've paired this with the Ikelos SMG. This was a submachine gun obtained last season, and the role on this one is Seraph rounds, threat detector and surrounded. But the key reason for this weapon is War Mine cells. I've got global reach on my arms as well, so after the 5th kill using this SMG it will create a War Mine cell, and because of global reach this has increased damage but also an increased blast radius too, allowing me to clear ads in rooms very quickly indeed, and this becomes very important in the final boss room, as you'll see in a moment. And finally, to round out our loadout, we have the Fallen Guillotine. This was obtained last season. This is a vortex frame sword, so entirely unique. It has a unique spinning attack that allows you to deal increased damage. damage. This allows you to clear ads very quickly, but also take out the void shields on those minotaurs too. Now if you combine all 3 of these weapons with your incredible stasis abilities, you can create many Herealways pieces on your run throughout the Lost Sector. On a good run, you'll get 3 or 4 additional ones drop just by using your stasis abilities. Now in the final boss room here, I'm using the linear accutors on my Doom Archers to stagger the final boss. This is due to the arc energy that is chaining off the harpies, and whilst the boss is staggered, I'm using a honed edge shot from my Izanagi's Burden to take him out in a single round. Once you defeat the boss though, a second wave of ads will spawn. Wait till they spawn in, create that War Mine cell, and if you allow them to group together, you can explode this cell to take them all out in one fell swoop. This saves you a lot of time and allows you to collect your loot from the chest, gaining 3 additional Herealways pieces. For each run through the Lost Sector, I was averaging 6 to 8 Herealways pieces per run. This was a combination of my abilities, but also the chest from the end, with each run taking between 2.5 to 3 minutes, possibly less if you're part of a fire team. So by completing this 8 times, I had enough Herealways pieces to buy all 3 of the Empire hunts, which normally cost 20 per piece. And by rinsing and repeating this process, you'll be able to work your way through all the Europa challenges, completing as many of the Sabotage quests as you possibly can. It's not yet known if you can unlock them all in a single week. However, if there is a weekly lockout, you can at least make sure you've completed them all before the reset on Tuesday. So there we have it guys, the quickest and easiest Herealways pieces farm currently inside Destiny 2 Beyond Light. So if you're like me and working your way through the Sabotage quests, be sure to try this out and make sure you save yourself some time whilst doing so. If you guys have any other hints or tips or suggestions on how to farm these even faster, then be sure to let me know down in the comment section below. Now if you have enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a rating down below, that super helps me out here on the channel. And if you're new here and want to keep up to date with all the latest Destiny 2 content, and there's a lot of content especially coming over the next couple of weeks and months, then be sure to hit subscribe as well. I'm going to jump back into the game as always guys, but I will catch you all again very soon.